Alright, so we're going to get started. You will have just seen the flip through of our little Ephemera Folio. And I want to show you some other things you're going to need. It may look like a lot because I have a big stack here, but you don't really. This is 3/4 of an inch by 6 inches of thin cardstock. You could use a cereal box, something like that. This is the thin cardstock from Country Carve Creations, but you know, anything will work. You're going to need some fabric or ribbon scraps. These are both narrower than I would like. This one's not bad actually. This one's 2 inches. That's probably okay. This one's a little narrow. I may stretch it with another piece of ribbon. This one's only 1.5. I would say probably more on the order of 2 inches by 6 inches. Okay. Then you're going to need 2 8x8 sheets of your paper, and they could be different, I guess. I'm sure I mentioned in the walkthrough that this project was designed by Gayle Agostinelli, and she did it with 12x12, and then I did it with 8x8, and we're doing it with 8x8. And she used the same paper front and back. Because when it's folded out, this is going to be the inside. I just think it looks nice, but you do whatever you like. And if you don't have any 8x8, by all means, you could cut down a piece of 12x12. So 2 8x8 sheets. And then some coffee dyed paper. If you don't have coffee dyed paper, then you could just use regular good quality paper. Or you could just brew yourself a cup of coffee and make some coffee dyed paper. I'm sure there's videos all over YouTube about how to do that. And then I have here a whole bunch of scraps from my 12x12 Christmas in the Country, which is the paper that I'm using. Because I did 3 or 4 projects with it, and I still had scraps that I had set aside. So I'm going to use these scraps, and then I have a few little ephemeras. Let me put those to the side. So if you don't have scraps, don't worry about it. You could go ahead and just cut pieces from your 8x8 paper pad. And I've got some white and some burgundy cardstock too. And then I have here some music sheets, and as you can see, these are just printed on my printer. I don't have any old sheet music. If you do, awesome, use it. But I didn't have any, so I went and Googled and found an Etsy shop that sold digitals and just printed out some for myself. So that's what I have in the way of different papers that we're going to use. Save that, we might use it. And this, by the way, is the 8x8 where these came from. It's Christmas in the Country from Prima. So of course I have this whole pad, which we may or may not need, depending on how we go. Then I have, this is a little box of what I have left of my Tim Holtz ephemera, but I have some more on order. And just some other little scraps, Tim Holtz Christmas ephemera. It's really cute. So I'll use some of these. And I don't know if you'll be able to see. I have this little box that's just full of just stuff. I have here, this is a little Christmas, wintry, Christmassy rubber stamp. I have the little journaling cards, the little ones and the bigger ones, plus some more scraps from Christmas in the Country. Here's the ephemera from Christmas in the Country that I had left. Here's a little paper clip. So almost everything here in the front is just stuff that was left over from Christmas in the Country projects that I still have, ephemera and things like that. So we'll use all that. And then here in the back, I have these tiny little flowers. These are Tim Holtz, I think, or Graphic 45. These are Tim Holtz, I think. Flat-backed pearls in the gold and silver. I have Tim Holtz journaling cards. I think that's what they're called. That's the package that I had. This is a little bit of collage paper. It's again Tim Holtz, comes in a tube like this. Pardon me. Some more scraps. This was when I was testing my stamp on some coffee dyed paper. Save that. Some more scraps. Some little Tim Holtz. Oops. Little Tim Holtz people. Go ahead and hang on. Close that up so I don't lose any. like that so I don't lose any. And these are some paper bags that I got on Amazon. And these don't have a gusset at the bottom. They're just flat, which you'll see when you use them. Like they wouldn't stand up like a lunch bag. They're just flat. They're 5 by 7.5 no gusset craft. Oh, you know what? It says Hobby Lobby on it. I know I didn't get these at Hobby Lobby. I wonder if they were a resale on. I know I got these on Amazon, but they have a Hobby Lobby sticker on. So there you go. Somebody on Amazon was recently, I guess. Okay. All right, so there's all that. And then, of course, you're going to need a ruler, whatever kind you like. Your bowl folder, maybe some decorative ribbon. I think this is what I'm going to use to stretch that ribbon that's too narrow. Your scissors, Fabri-Tac, because we're going to be working with some fabric. Your art glitter glue. I have this Oohoo glue stick. Gayle uses this. I think she uses the blue one. I may use it, we'll see. And then I have distress inks in vintage photo and black soot. And most of this stuff is stuff you've probably just got lying around. It's not anything too strange, but since it's not, some of the stuff's not typical to what I would use in my normal projects, I figured I better show you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our cover. So what you're going to do is take your 8x8 sheet. Now, let me talk a little bit about this first, actually, now that I think about it. So what's going to happen with this is the bottom 2 inches of the paper are going to fold to the inside, which I'll show you. Might as well just show you, actually. Let me show you so you understand. Score at 4 inches, so make sure the top of the paper, if you have a directional print, is at the top. You kind of want to avoid a directional print. You'll see why in a minute, but score down at 4 inches. Make sure you note the bottom. Turn it so the bottom is against the side and score at 2 inches. So 4 inches down the middle and then 2 inches up from the bottom. Okay? And do that on both pieces. All right? And then go ahead and fold and burnish. Both. Fold and burnish. Okay. And then what's going to happen is you're going to take that bottom 2 inches, so open it up again, and fold the bottom 2 inches up. Okay? This here is going to form a pocket. And we'll add some decoration and stuff. So mine is actually upside down, but it's not going to be at all noticeable. But just be careful, because if, for instance, if I'd folded it the other way and had Santa or this stocking up and it was upside down, it would be really obvious. So choose paper that when you fold it up like this section here, it doesn't matter that it's upside down, because it's going to be upside down. Okay? Also, make sure you're using good quality paper, because, you know, normally when we're doing this kind of scoring, folding stuff, we're using cardstock, the artisan cardstock. This is the actual designer paper, and it, you know, might split on you and stuff. And, you know, just use the best quality you can. Remember, this is a little bit juncturally, so it doesn't really matter too much if it splits or cracks, but you don't want it to fall apart. Okay, so then, all right, so open up, I was doing while I was talking. So open up the bottom, fold it in half again. This is the fold. You want to cut a triangle up to that score line right on the edge from not very far in. I'm going to say, I'm pulling it up where I can see it. You know, maybe 1/8 of an inch. And just make a gradual cut up to that fold. Okay, just like that. That way when you fold it up, you have a little space so you can easily fold it in half, okay? Now, this is going to be the cover, and here, this is the fold. So you would think that this is the front, but it's not. It's with the opening. This side is actually the front cover, okay? And then it's going to open like this, and then open it again, okay? So what you're going to want to do, and we're going to do it on both of them, is trim a little bit away from the inside piece. All right, and I will show you that. So let me go ahead, let's do this one, and then we'll do that. And I hope you can hear well today. I'm not able to use my my microphone today because I'm having some computer issues. All right, so there's that, okay? All right, so this one is going to be the back. All right, so we have the front and the back. All right, so let's see. All right, so this is the front, this is the side I need to trim. All right, so the piece that's going to be the front, you need to trim this side. All right, grab my paper trimmer. I'm going to use my little paper trimmer throughout here so you can see. All right, so I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to trim not very much. Let's see. Maybe not a full quarter. Maybe let's do just shy of a quarter. Okay, so just a little bit. All right, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on the back. So on the back, all right, so I'm picturing it in my head. So it's got to be this side. Right. Hang on. Nope, wait a minute. The fold is to the inside, this is the outside. So it's this side here, yeah. Okay. There's that. All right, now, so we have, all right, so the piece that's going to be along the spine, which is this piece here, the one we did not trim. So it's going to be this one and this one. We're also going to trim just a little bit away in a triangle shape again from the bottom up to that score mark. And you can see there's really just a hair. There is that. Put them up, you can see. Just took a little bit. Wasn't very straight, that was I? Okay, but it's fine. So these are all going to get folded up and form pockets. Okay. Next step. Oh, you know what I didn't mention in the supply list? Some washi tape. All right. So now we're going to form our cover, and I left this long purposely so that I could mark and cut it when I had this done, because you know, cutting, folding, whatever, it may not be exactly 6 inches when you're done with it. I'm just putting the 2 pieces, and then I'm just going to cut it with my scissors. then take your washi tape. Mine is probably a little wider than it needs to be for this purpose, but it's the kind I had handy. And let's move this one to the side. And you want this to be maybe a 1/16 of an inch, just maybe not even that, just really a very narrow gap. And then tape that. Okay. And notice that most of the tape is on the spine, just a hair on the paper. It's just to hold it in place while we make the cover. Okay, and now we're going to do the same with this side. So there we go. I just want to check. I feel like this one is sticking up a little bit. I'm just going to trim it. Okay, there we go. So now what we're going to need to do is glue our fabric centered on this spine. All right, and for that we're going to use Fabri-Tac. And my Fabri-Tac has gotten so thick and goopy, and I was going to buy some more, but if I bought it from Amazon, it wasn't going to get here for another couple of days, and if I went to the store to buy it, it would be a bad idea. Today is Black Friday when I'm recording this, so I try to avoid all stores. I am definitely not a shopper. Okay. I'm just letting that glue come down. So what we're going to do while I'm waiting for my glue is we are going to glue up on either side of the spine, just along the edge, and just a little bit top and bottom, leaving the middle unglued because we're going to sew a signature there. All right, so I am going to do is use Gayle's method. Again, I strongly recommend that you watch her. You should be watching her channel anyway. I mean, it's just awesome in every way. But definitely watch her series on this version, this book, I should say. But anyway, so this technique I'm about to show you, if I can ever get any glue out of this bottle, oh, finally it's coming, is hers. Okay, so bring this down a little bit, center it where it's going to go, and then put some glue right along where that edge is of the fabric. Come across, and then do the same here. That way you know how far you need to come out with your glue. There's actually plenty of glue in this bottle. It's just so goopy. Okay, there we go. I should have put a craft mat under this, I guess, because I think I'm getting glue on my cutting mat. Hang on. Yikes. Well, no, that was a mess. Hang on. Okay, here we go. All right. So then we're going to center our fabric. This one is stripes, that makes it easier. This is called ticking, if you are unfamiliar with fabric patterns. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to press that down. Okay. All right, and we're going to turn it over, and we're going to glue this piece, which may not be too narrow, but I feel like it is, but we'll see. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Sorry, my computer's making noise. I'm running a software update on it to try to solve the problem it's been having. Once again, we're going to center this. Just folding that up so I don't catch it all. Thanks. That's a little long. Trim that. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want, what I'm thinking of doing, because I thought that was kind of narrow, is putting this gold ribbon on top of it. But I think I will wait and see until it dries, and I'll trim that extra bit. Just trim that. Okay, so this needs to dry fully before you start folding it up. So I have another one that I've previously made, just like a cooking show. So let's set that aside. Let's get rid of this mat. I don't need it right now. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, this one's got different paper, but it's the same thing. Just like this. Okay, so that's dried. These are going to fold up. The two outer ones fold in. And then the whole thing folds in, and you have your book, or booklet, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, it wasn't very neat with the glue on this one. Now, what I did with this one is I did go around and ink this side all the way around with black soot. just depending on your paper, whether you feel like you need to do that or not. Okay. Also, this was a wired ribbon. Actually, both of the ribbons I used on this book were wired. I just pulled the wires out. It's all I had, so that's what I used. All right, now, I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm trying to think if there's any reason not to glue those pockets up yet. I don't think there is. I think we can go ahead. Well, maybe not. Wait a minute. Hang on. Probably easier to decorate some of these pieces flat before we glue the pockets up. Okay, so let me pick out a few things and I will be back and we will start working on the cover. Okay, I am back and it is hours later. I've picked out some things for this cover and also for the cover that we made in the previous part. And I noticed while I was doing it, I had got glue everywhere. I made a hot mess putting this together, but that's all right. It's still going to look fine. All right, so what I did for this one is I just took some of my music paper and then I took this journaling card. This is one of the 3x4 cards. And then I have this piece of ephemera, and I think I'm going to put it right there and just hide that and just make it look a little more country. All right, and I can give you approximate sizes, but that's all we're ever going to have with this thing. 4.5 by 3.5, and this is a 3x4 journaling card, and then of course I've got my little piece of ephemera. So I'm going to use black soot on this. Oh, well, that was good. I'm not going to get much ink that way. Did you ever do that to your phone? I have. Stamp my stamp right down onto my phone. And I'm using the black ink on this little piece of ephemera. Like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and use, I might use black, but we'll see. I might use both. Vintage Photo on this. And since I saw you last, I did get my UPS delivery that had my extra Tim Holtz ephemera in it, so I have quite a bit more now to work with, so that's good. And I am really not good at tearing paper. I don't get a very good edge very often. All right, let's see. So I'm going to show you. I'm trying to decide if I want to use black on that or not. I don't think I do. I'm just going to do it as is. Okay. So I have one of those. Here it is. One of these rough edge rulers from We Are Memory Keepers, the Tear Guide, and I've been using that, and it's helped. Okay, so much junk. I need a bigger table in the worst way. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, let me just slide that up out of the way. I think I'm going to glue these things together first, and then I'm going to attach them to my cover. And I'm just using art glitter glue. Whoop. I think I mentioned earlier that today is Black Friday. I'm not much of a shopper, so other than a mystery box from Country Craft Creations, I did not buy anything, but I would have bought that no matter what day it was. But we did have family over, so that's where I've been for the last several hours that I didn't get back to this, so that was nice. But now my house is quiet, it's me and the kitties, so back to crafting. And I'm just going to center this right there, try and get it straight. Okay. There we go. Cute. And I'll pull this back. Now this, okay, so here's your spine, here's the bottom, these are the bottom pockets. This is the front cover. The one immediately to the right of the spine. I almost said left. I'm a little dyslexic. I want to go down. I think I'll center it. Although, let me think, if I put it up, I could put something else down there. I'll decide where exactly I want to put this on the cover. I think I'm going to put it down a little bit, just in case I want to put a little decoration or something up there. And if I don't, it'll still look fine. I could do this as a pocket, but I'm not sure how sturdy it would be with this paper as the pocket, but we are going to do a pocket on the next section. Okay. Go. There we go. Now, so that's the cover. And then this is going to go on the inside cover. That's this. This is a different piece. So this and this. I think I want to round those corners. Whoop, dropped my tape. Finally lost the handle that kept falling off on my corner rounder. I think I know where it is. I just need to dig it out. All right, I'm going to do 1/4 inch. And this is going to be a pocket. And I'm going to use black soot. You could actually make this a double pocket if you wanted. Maybe I will. No, I'm just going to do a single. So if you want to do it as a double pocket, just put glue around 3 sides. But I'm just going to put it down fully. And this is green artisan cardstock from Country Craft Creations. It is a scrap that I had in my stash because I use green a lot. There we go. And you can get this the 6x6. Last time I checked, the 6x6, excuse me, the 8x8 of the Christmas in the Country was still available. There we go. And I'm going to put this down around the same level as that one because we want to be able to put things in that pocket that we just made. Okay, so there's that. This is the back. Let's turn over. So that's gonna, these are gonna go like that. And that's gonna be the front. That's the back. So this here has, all right, so this is just one of the journaling cards. This, in the original that Gayle made, the 12x12, where she started with a 12x12 sheet, was a Tim Holtz die. But that die would be too big for this. So what I did when I made mine, my other one, is I used a I used my Sizzix and cut it out, but not everybody has a Sizzix. So I'm going to show you how you can do this without one. First, let me put the pin back in my glue. It's kind of a pain, and if you don't want to do it, just make a pocket or something, but it's kind of fun. All right, so let me grab my little pad. All right, so you need a piece of cardstock that is 2.5 by, I think it's 3.5. You can see I overcut one of mine and taped it. Okay, so 2.5 by 3.5. Okay, so we need a piece, and I'm going to use it in a different book. I'm going to use it in the book that we, this one. So I think burgundy would be good. And actually we can put that cover together as well. So I need a piece of burgundy. Here we go. 2.5 by 3.5. And let me see, how wide is that? It's not 3.5. Okay, so 3.5 by 2.5. Okay, so there's that. Then, okay, so then, let's see, I hope you can see, I'm going to try and put this where you can see it. Move that up, hopefully you can see it. You want to put the piece in your cutter at the bottom at the 1-inch mark. Then you want to take, and you want to line up, there's a little mark on the edge of this cutter. If you have one similar, you'll have it too. And you want to line that mark up with the line that's 1/4 inch in from the edge. And then you're going to cut across and stop 1/4 inch from the other end. So I need to pull this to me so I can see, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got that lined up. Just going to drop it down, slide it forward. I'm going to bring it near me again. Okay, and then lift it up. Okay. Now you want to slide this forward 1/4 inch. Go back up and repeat that cut. So again, I'm going to pull it near me. Okay, and then you want to repeat that again. Move it forward 1/4 inch. Okay, we have 3 lines. Okay, so I'm going to finish. You're going to go all the way up until you have, you know, the last line, which would be 1/4 inch from the top. Okay? Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm back. I'll move I've got all kinds of stuff here to work with. Okay, so now we have all these cuts. So the next step, you can use a ruler for this, or you can eyeball it. Probably I should use a ruler, but I eyeballed it. Is to take a craft knife. Be very, very careful. These are sharp. And you want to cut between the first 2 cut lines on either end. And again, I'm going to excuse my head, which may show up in the picture, and my glasses, because I need to see. Okay, so you can see I've cut there, and I'm just going to pull that away. Okay? Then we're going to leave this bar here, and we're going to cut between these 2 lines. Like that. All right, so just repeat. Okay, as soon as you are done, put the safety cap back on your knife and then put it away. Don't ever leave a knife just lying around on your table. It's one thing with scissors. Definitely don't do it with a knife. Okay, so that's how we made those. I'm going to set that one aside because that one's going to go in this other book, which I'll show you in a minute. But for the meanwhile, I have this card, and I have this, that I'm going to put these 2 together, and then I want to put this on something else. And I was kind of thinking of this, but I don't think it's tall enough. It's not. I could cut it though. I mean, I have that whole 8x8 pad, but I have so many scraps. I must have something that would work. Let's see. Well, I think I'm going to cut a piece because I'm just not seeing anything that I really want. I'm not going to see very much of it. It seems like a waste, but it is what it is. Okay. So with this, I'm going to need a piece no more than 3.5. This is 3, right? Hang on. That's 3. So let's say 3 3/8, just so more of it shows. 3 3/8 by 4 3/8, and it's very much directional. You know, a few months ago, several people online were talking about a new portable cutter, and it was a little pricey, and I didn't buy it. Now I'm thinking, you know, maybe I should buy it, but I can't remember what it was. Oh well. Alright, so 3 3/8. By 4 3/8. I'll cut it this way. I really don't care for that cutter. It doesn't cut that well. It leaves a divot. I don't know. It's not my favorite. Okay. I'm going to use black soot. And this is an ink that I've had for a long time. Used it for certain things. But until I saw Gayle use it on her album, and then I used it on my prototype album, I would never have thought to use black soot for this. But I love the way it looks. Okay. Now I'm deciding, do I want to ink this thing? And actually, I think I want to round the... Ugh, you know what, though? This is so small. I'm afraid if I round that edge, I might cause harm. And you know what? I don't think... yeah, I'll ink it just a little bit. I'm not going to ink it too much because I cut it by hand. I'm not sure how neat it is. We don't necessarily want those edges showing up perfectly. But we're just going to... just to define it a little bit. There's that. Oops, look at this. I got a hole. Shoot. All right, hang on. How... okay. We're just gonna go with it. I have a little piece of ephemera or something that we'll hide it with. Because actually, yeah, I'll find something. I'm not recutting it. You know what I have? I don't know if it's big enough. I have this tiny little star. That'll work. That's what we're gonna do. Oh, saved. Okay. Okay. There it is. Okay, put that back and onto this because I'm gonna need it. Put it right side up, Christina. Okay. And I think I'm going to make a pocket out of this one, which means I have too much glue on that side. Hopefully it'll be all right. waist. You can barely see that paper, but it'll look nice. Okay, and then we're going to put this piece on top as also a pocket. And I'm going to take, do I want to take that off? I don't. All right, I'm just going to, I had to put a little piece of tape there because I overcut. I didn't cut all the way through, but I almost did. Okay. There's a little line on this journaling card that I'm going to use to lay that down. There we go. Okay, there's that. Now this is going to go here, and I'm going to line it up again a little bit low so that I can put things in the top and also to just sort of line up across. I'm going to glue this down, then I'll glue my little star. And again, this is going to be a pocket, so we're just going to glue 3 sides. I'm just kind of eyeballing that one to put them about the same height. Okay, and then we're going to do our little star. And I think I have some tweezers. All right. This thing is too large for me to try to put down by hand. Oh, that's way too much glue. Okay, hang on. And I got a couple more of these floating around, which I'll just add randomly. And then see, we can do something like that. We'll do something to decorate that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and glue the pockets up. And then I'm going to do the cover on the other one. All right, so you just want to put a little thin bead of glue with your art glitter glue just along each edge of each pocket and fold it up. Okay. And then this one here that's going to go up against that fabric, it should stick with the art glitter glue, but if it doesn't, put some Fabri-Tac. Just pressing that down really firmly to make sure it sticks. Okay, there's that. Oh, put that right in the glue. Not very smart. Okay. Yeah, that's coming up there. It doesn't want to stick. Okay, so I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac in there. Put the pin back. If I can find it. There it is. Alright, let's grab our Fabri-Tac. This has been lying on its side all this time for hours, so well, that one, yeah, that's definitely not sticking. But I am going to have to venture out and buy some more over the weekend. And I know they don't have it at my local Hobby Lobby because I was in there and they were sold out. So I'm going to try Joann's. Okay, turn this around. Oh, I made a mess. One thing about Fabri-Tac though is it kind of brushes off after it's dry. You can kind of rub it. I actually have a glue eraser somewhere just for that purpose. Okay, there's that. Oh, I better keep that on its side. All right. So now we have the base of our book all set. Okay, so we have to make our signature and just fill our pockets with all kinds of ephemera and pockets and, or not pockets, but tags and journaling cards and envelopes and whatever we decide. Okay, so let me set that one aside for the moment. Let me pull this one back. I didn't pick out everything for this. Of course, we just made that, but I did pick out what I wanted for the cover. I'm gonna go ahead and ink this. And again, I'm just using a journaling card, a 3x4, little piece of burgundy cardstock, and then I have a piece of ephemera, and I have a piece of the fabric that I'm going to use. Oh, and you know what? I've got it upside down. This is the cover. And actually, this is a cut apart. This is not a piece of the ephemera because it doesn't have the rounded corners. So this was a cut apart. And I'm just going to glue this down. I'm not going to make a pocket out of it because it is, whoa, I did not center that even almost. It's the cover and I don't really want things sticking out of pocket on the cover. Okay. So we're going to do this with this one. We're going to put this one up higher. And then we're going to put this scrap of fabric, and then we're going to put this piece of ephemera on the fabric, like that. Okay. Side, bring it down a hair, just like that. Okay. That, and then this is going to go here with this on top. So let me go ahead and ink this. Okay. And Fabri-Tac over here. And I don't own pinking shears, and you could use the flame method if you want, but I don't actually own anything that produces an open flame. So I just hand pinked the ends. It makes it look a little homemade, so I'm fine with that. There we go. And once again, I probably should have my craft mat out doing this. Tweezers. Okay, and I'm going to center that right there. I'm going to try not to stretch my fabric too much so my stripes are reasonably straight. Okay, and then probably could just use art glitter glue, but I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac since it's fabric. Goodness, I need Fabri-Tac. Okay, there we go. Oh, I just got glue all over that handle. Okay. Couldn't get it where I needed it, but I got it all over that handle. Okay. There's that. There's that. And now I gotta wipe this off. Oh, you know what? I have my baby wipes that I like to use. These are the CVS ones. And I have a wet one. That's these, which I will use to clean this. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then for this one, I haven't picked out, so that's the front cover. I haven't picked out this yet. And we just cut this thing, but I haven't picked out the rest of the papers yet. So I'm just I'll catch up on this one off camera. I still have to trim that extra little bit of fabric too. Okay, I think we got off to a good start. So I am going to catch this one up to this one. And then next time I think we'll begin with our ephemera. I think we'll wait and do the signature for a little bit later. So we're going to start with our ephemera next time. All right. Thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. I think this is really a fun project and different than what we usually do. I want to thank Gayle for letting me do this project. I really appreciate it. And please, please, please follow the link that I'll have below to her channel and to this project. I know if you don't already follow her, you will just love her. And I will see you next time, and we are going to continue on with this project. If you do need the, I just drew a blank, the 8x8 paper, they do have it, I think, at Country Craft Creations. I'll double check, and if they do, I will post a link to it. This is not a sponsored post. I don't get any money for that. It's not a design team project or anything. But that's where I got mine, and so that's why I'm just directing you there. All right. I will see you next time, and we'll continue on. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.